Houston Summer Jam to 302-858-5117. The seventh texter will be qualified for tickets June 2nd in New York.
Let's go to New York.
Good luck from Power 1017. Power 1017, the hottest music studios. Brought to you by Odds and Ends Smoke Shop. Locations in Delmar, Salisbury, and Seaford. See them for high-quality cannabis seeds from the Sin City Seed Company. And any of your smoking accessory, kratom, or CBD needs. Visit Odds and Ends online at OE420.com.
All right, 8:45. It's the Bill and Jessica show. We have Jose Quinones, Frannie Esparza live in studio. Thanks again for you guys coming in today. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
Yes, Linda Vista, you guys got some workshops coming up. You guys are doing. You're going to be doing these monthly. Again, for people who wants to attend, can you give us a who, what, when, where?
Yeah. So we have one coming up right now this weekend on the 11th.
Okay.
And that one is from 5 to 7.
Okay.
Feel free to call the office, 302-313-1600. And then on the 25th, Frannie is doing one in the morning. She can talk about that one.
Where's the one this weekend going to be?
At Linda Vista in Rehoboth.
In
our
Rehoboth.
office.
Oh, and that's in the evening, 5 to 7.
Yeah,
Oh,
5
nice.
to 7.
All
5
right.
to 7. Bethany Atkins is holding that one.
Okay, very good. And this is all for first-time home buyers?
First time
Yes.
home
All
buyer.
right,
Yes.
and then you're having one?
The 25th at 11 a.m. It's Saturday, same location at the office at Linda Vista Real Estate. And we try to do that. We try to accommodate with different hours, different locations, just to try to make it easy for everybody to make it.
Now, again, I know we touched on it a little bit the last segment, but what are some of the initial steps for someone to consider before starting their home search, when they're looking for their home?
Call me.
Right.
No, but really.
But before that, shouldn't they go? Should they go to a lender first?
They can, but a lot of times, and I say that jokingly, but I'm being serious. So your realtor, whoever you choose to work with as your realtor, will connect you with. They have resources already, so they'll connect you with lenders that they've already worked with. They've built relationships with. They'll connect you with credit repair people. They'll give you a game plan of as far as, with our experience, what you need to do, how can you prepare. So actually connecting with someone like myself first will guide you if you have no idea.
Right.
Now, if you're going to your local bank and you've been working with a lender already, or maybe you have a friend that's a lender, whatever, definitely the first step is to get approved because, obviously that's, we need that approval letter before we can start going out and showing you houses. But before that, also just having that conversation with the lender to see where you are, how to get you to where you need to be approved.
Yeah, it is much better to see what you're approved for rather than go and start looking at houses and get your hopes up and all that. You don't want to do that because I think, people could run into that. I mean, you know what? I want to buy this house. I'm going to call you and see what we can do to make that happen. See what you're approved for first, then go and see which houses you want to look at.
Exactly. Can you imagine going to see the house of your dreams and then
being let down? Yeah, and then being let down.
Yes.
So, there's a lot of, programs out there for first-time home buyers, help with finances, help with down payments and all that. Talk to us a little bit about some of those that they got going on in 2024.
There is a lot of stuff for first-time home buyers. There's a lot of government loans like the FHA, USDA, which is zero money down, FHA, which is 3.5% down, which is very little money to bring to the table. On top of that, there's first-time home buyer programs that eliminate the down payment. So you could be looking at no down payment. And then on top of that, if you have a good agent, somebody that can negotiate some additional funds for you to help with the closing costs.
Like you guys?
Yes, absolutely. So we actually go and negotiate directly with the seller and say, hey, help us out, give us a little bit of cash here so we can help buy this house.
Right.
And we try to finagle as much as possible for you being a first-time home buyer so that you don't have to come to the table with, tons and tons of money. So there's definitely options. So don't feel like you have to have 20% down, right? That's the myth. I need 20% down to buy a house. Don't feel that that's a necessity because it's not. You would like to have a little bit of savings because you do have other expenses, which we talk about in the workshop. But the main thing is, connecting with someone that can educate you so you know exactly what to expect.
Yeah, because, some people might be the whole thing like, oh, I'm ready, but there ain't no way I'm going to have a down payment. So there ain't no way I'm not even going to try.
Exactly.
But, you guys could, maybe they won't have one.
Are you able to accept a gift?
Yes,
like
absolutely.
gifted money.
Okay. Absolutely, we do that all the time.
It's good to know.
It's green. It's green, ain't it?
You have somebody that gives you
What
gifts.
you mean? A gift, money. You take a gift. You take it stolen. However you take it.
but now I'll say this: with everything, there's rules, right? With
Yes.
everything, there's processes. So even to accept the gift, my thing is always get with a good lender. And going back to what you guys are talking about, yes, I personally feel like out of the whole process, you're gonna spend most time with your realtor. Mm-hmm. So make sure that this individual has a heart of a teacher.
Yes.
Get a good one.
Yep.
Right? You know, at a minimum, right? And I always say a heart of a teacher because we all know what a good teacher is. Mm-hmm. So if you getting with somebody and all they doing is running their mouth and moving too fast, no. Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to eat from your money. Mm-hmm. So make sure that your realtor is someone that can advocate for you, that can push you when you need to be pushed, and can stand by your side when they need to.
And they want to help you because they want to be able to, in turn, in a couple of years, sell your house for you and find you even a bigger one. You know? So what are some of the biggest challenges that you found with first-time home buyers, some of the hurdles that they, come up on?
Well, I'm going to revisit what Jose just said. Listen to your realtor. Listen to your realtor because, yes, and I do understand a lot of people are hesitant to work with someone or do what someone says because they don't trust you. Mm-hmm. You have to earn somebody's trust. Mm-hmm. And at Linda Vista with us, this sounds like a promo, but we really, really do have your best interest in mind. Mm-hmm. So we're not working for, we're not commission hungry or working for money. We actually do care about the people that we serve. Why? Because we establish a long-term relationship. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Stay in touch with your realtor even after the fact. We still have clients that come back to us. Yep. So, but that's one of the pitfalls is that people are very hesitant. And I understand, and we work really hard to earn trust, but listen to what we have to say as far as recommendations, getting things done on time. We know we have the experience, so we try to do our best to guide you the best way possible to get you to the closing table. Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest things. The other thing is not following through with your credit, with your savings. I know it's overwhelming. I know it's deflating in times. You're like, I'm never going to get my credit right. I'm never going to save, a couple $1,000s or whatever it is I need. But it's possible. You just have to be committed if you really want it. Yeah.
Here's a question that I've heard from people. Like, if someone is ready to buy their home and they're looking for their house and they finally, have achieved it. The person has accepted the offer. They're ready to go. How long does it take for someone to accept an offer on a home? They got a home to move in. Mm-hmm. To get to the closing table, like what's the time period, that someone has to, because, you hear about, people buying a house. Well, how long does the whole process take once they know that they're like ready to go, they're approved, they picked the house out, they've accepted the offer, and then, okay, so how long when are we moving in? Next week? So how long does it take?
It can vary sometimes, but just to give you a general idea, it usually between 45 to maybe even 60 days, depending on, how quickly we do inspections, if there's any issues that we need to address, are you turning in all your documents to the bank when they ask you to, what did the appraisal say? So it's a big process with a lot of moving parts. So we try to get it done as soon as possible, maybe 30 days, maybe less, maybe 45.
So expect 2 months.
Yes, expect to be biting your nails for
yeah.
about 2 months.
Yeah.
But no, we try to make the process as comfortable as possible for you.
What should first-time home buyers know about inspections and appraisals and stuff like that? How does all that work?
That's a great question. So they're not mandatory. Well, the inspections are not mandatory, but we recommend them, and we really try to make you see the value of them, even though the bank's not going to request it because it is, additional cost that you're going to incur, which is, close to maybe, I don't know, $1,200 to $1,500 that you're spending in just inspections, home, termite, water tests, septic. And it's all well worth it because you're not buying a car, you're buying a house. So it's a huge investment, and you want to make sure that all of these major big moving parts for your house are in working order. Yep. Yeah. You don't want to down the road have your septic coming out of your yard, So we push that, definitely we recommend it. It's not mandatory, but it is part of the process typically. The appraisal is super important. Oh, and to touch back on the inspections, the agent is so important. because of that. Because if those inspections come up wrong or there's some huge issue, who's going to go fight for you? Me. Who is going to negotiate some repairs or some extra money or something? We're getting something.
Yeah, we're getting a credit. We're getting a credit.
We're not going to let it fly. So you need that support. You need that, that backup. Same thing with the appraisal. The appraisal is mandatory. It's something that the bank requires because they're investing this money into this property. They want to make sure it's actually worth it. So you pay for the appraisal. Usually can run between $600 to $800 depending on the size of the home. And once it's appraised, again, your agent becomes key because we have to step in if it came in low, if it's not worth the amount that you're paying. Guess who has to go fight to negotiate that? If it came in high, we're not going to say nothing.
Right, exactly.
We're going to walk away with some equity. So it's definitely
and I'm sure
important.
you've seen it all. You've seen some crazy.
Yes.
You got some crazy stories.
But I wanted to say this, man. You took the words out of my mouth, Bill. When you say she's seen it all, this last 10 minutes of listening to her, she's seen it all.
Yeah.
Right. And that's, I don't know. This is probably like one of the first few times that I'm sitting next to her, listening to her talk, and that's when you realize, we've done the work.
Yes.
Right? Because the only way that you can acquire the knowledge that Frannie has right now is by thousands of transactions.
Yeah.
Of hard stuff, right? So another thing, right? Who's a buyer? There are different kinds. You got investors. You got seasoned investors, new investors, first-time home buyers, second home buyers. It depends who you're talking about. So everything that she just mentioned applies to everybody with some nuances here and there, right? Because, for instance, for inspection, like if you are a first-time, first-time home buyer, we're going to tell you need that inspection. And if you say you don't want it, we're going to get you to sign something saying that we told you to.
Yeah.
Right.
Just in case, so you don't come back at us. But once again, I say that you got to have somebody with the heart of a teacher, and also with us. We from here. This is our community. We've been in those shoes.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So once again, in the past 10 minutes, what you heard was confident knowledge and some gusto. Right? Because she'll go fight for you and cut somebody's throat for you. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's what you require.
Yeah.
You want somebody that's
No
fair.
deal will fall apart.
That's right. Somebody that's fair. Somebody that's going to speak up for you. Right? Somebody that's also knowledgeable. And most important, there's no commission breath. And what do I mean by that? We ain't doing this just for the money because we went and got our money.
It's all about relationships.
That's it.
Yeah.
Helping people.
We want to be
building your
around
community.
until I'm done. Right? So I got a long way. She got a long way. So we want relationships because I want to be able to help your grandchildren.
Well, you
buy
slept
houses.
You slept in till 40 what? So you So
That's
you know,
right.
yeah.
That's
So
right.
you're just getting started.
That's right. That's
so you got
right.
a long way.
Man,
That's why you got all that
that's
energy.
right. Man.
Yeah.
I hope El Dude who's filming got that because you're right.
You slept in till how late?
I was hibernating.
Look,
You know?
Hibernating.
but now you got so much energy and ready to
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
Look,
Yes.
I don't even know. Frannie, did you hear the first time he came in here a couple months ago?
No,
Man, he
I don't
was
think I did.
wilding.
That's him every day.
Yes, man, he was on here. Man, look, people were texting in. Man, I love his energy. He's so hype. Like I really thought we were doing a club, like live broadcast, and he's talking about home buying.
Yeah, come on down.
Yes.
He gets hype. But that's the same energy that attracted me to him because
Yes.
I relate.
Yep.
I'm the same. So all great minds think alike.
I know. I love it. I love the energy. And then real quick, do you guys have any tips for like new homeowners to manage their new responsibilities after moving in?
I'm going to throw this out there again. Stay in touch with your realtor because we are the source for all things that you need in your home. I could tell you, make sure that you maintain your big working items in your home. But a lot of people don't even know who to call. There's a leak in my roof. What do I do? They don't know that they can file an insurance claim. There's a backup in my septic. They don't know that they might have warranty. So stay in touch with your realtor because we'll be able to tell you like, hey, What happened? Yeah, here, call this number and let me know how it goes, and then I'll follow up. Because again, it's a long-term relationship.
Nice.
awesome.
Jose Quinones, Frannie Esparza, Linda Vista Real Estate. Again, big workshop coming up this weekend.
That's right, the 11th with Bethany O'Neill. I remember Bethany O'Neill. With Bethany Atkins. You can call the office, 302-313-1600 from 5 to 7. And on the 25th with Miss Frannie Esparza herself. What are the times, Frannie?
11 a.m. on the 25th. Stop by. It's at Linda Vista Real Estate offices, and we'll talk about all of this again.
Yeah, and so a quick last word, for someone listening who is ready to achieve that American dream, any words of inspiration to, throw out there to them?
Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged, and take that first step and just come to the workshop, or even call if you want. If you don't want to be around people, call and set up an appointment. We can talk privately. I went through that same process. I was turned down. I wasn't able to do anything for at least a year. But you got to keep going. You got to keep going, because eventually you will get there.
And just like Jose always says, that's the first step, is calling.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it.
That's right.
Having, getting up enough courage just to call.
And Frannie and I, several of us, right? Like now, we are walking the walk, and even with our health. So one of the things that I hear from my coach at the gym, just keep showing up.
Yeah.
Just every day, just show up. It's hard out here, right? You're trying to buy a home, just show up. You're going to show up to this workshop, and you're going to hear so much stuff, and you're going to be in your own mind checking stuff up. Oh, I'm not ready. No, work backwards. Start saying, okay, I got one thing right. Now let me work on the next one.
Thank you guys so much for coming in. We
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it. As
Thank
always,
you.
as always. It's 8:59. It's a Bill and Jessica show. We'll continue.